Welcome back to the deep dive. So today we're doing something maybe a little unexpected. We're going to take a deep dive into an English language learning module.
Yeah, and I know what you might be thinking. I already know how to talk about my home, but hang on.
Right.
That is not the mission here. We're not trying to teach you vocabulary. We're doing a structural analysis.
Exactly.
We want to dissect the absolutely ingenious framework this source uses to package information so efficiently. And this is for anyone, really, who's struggling to structure a topic.
Oh, absolutely. A business proposal, a technical paper, anything. This thing is a blueprint for clear, high-impact communication.
It really is.
And what I find so compelling right from the get-go is how the source material understands utility. It's not treating this as just, trivial small talk.
No, it frames it as a high-stakes moment.
A high-stakes moment for building trust, for building rapport. You need this for introductions, for networking, for chatting with colleagues from other countries. It's about sharing a piece of your story.
It's the ultimate icebreaker, really. And the authors get that to make it work, you need a solid structure, far more than you just need a list of words.
You're sharing lifestyle, you're sharing taste, even socioeconomic context.
And you have to do it with precision.
Okay, so let's unpack that precision. It starts with the foundational toolkit, which is the vocabulary. But it's the organization that's key here.
Mm-hmm. They use this brilliant strategy. They start macro, and then they zoom in to the micro. And that little choice makes it so much easier to retrieve the information later.
So starting macro, what's that look like?
It means defining the container first, the types of homes, and they immediately go beyond the super basic house or apartment.
And that's where the real value is.
That's where the high utility knowledge lives. They include terms that are almost like a cultural shorthand.
Give me some examples.
Okay, so you have terms like villa or cabin. Instantly, you get a sense of location, right? Luxury or, rustic isolation.
All right, a whole picture in one word.
But then they get into these really specific urban types, studio apartment, for instance, that communicates a very specific life stage, young, maybe budget conscious.
Or dormitory.
Yeah.
A dorm.
Exactly. That grounds the person in student life immediately. And then you have duplex and townhouse, which, they speak volumes about shared walls, about community density.
That is fascinating. So one word, duplex, it just instantly communicates a whole lifestyle without you needing to list 6 different facts about it.
It's incredibly dense, efficient information transfer. It's like if you're learning about cybersecurity, you don't just learn the word data.
No.
You learn encrypted vault or air-gapped server. They're the keywords that frame the entire conversation.
Okay, so that's the macro container. Then the module it seamlessly moves to the micro level, the inside.
The parts of a home. And yes, they cover the obvious rooms, but the really smart part is the functional spaces they choose to highlight.
Not just the kitchen and bedroom.
No, they make sure you have the words for the, let's say, the non-glamorous but high-frequency parts of life. The hallway, the laundry room.
The balcony, the backyard, things you actually use.
Precisely. If you only know kitchen and bedroom, you're just describing a generic box. But if you can talk about your hallway, your laundry room, well, now you can describe routines, how you move through your space, how you relax.
So this 2-tier approach type, then parts, it gives you both the context and the content. It's like the summary and then the appendix.
And once those nouns, those foundational facts are locked in, the material makes this essential leap.
To the color.
To the emotional toolkit, the adjectives.
This is where it all changes, isn't it? This is where a list of facts becomes a personal narrative. Adjectives give a texture. The home stops being just a building and becomes an experience.
It's how you connect the physical space to your personality.
And look at the specific words they chose. They're not random.
Not at all. You've got spacious, cozy, bright, modern, traditional, comfortable.
Well-organized, minimalist, newly renovated. These are all lifestyle signifiers.
Totally. If you tell someone your apartment is traditional and well-organized, what does that say?
Stability. Control. Maybe you love antiques. But if you say it's minimalist and bright,
you're signaling something totally different. Modern taste, simplicity, maybe a focus on efficiency.
And you can just lift this idea and drop it into any other field. Describing a product design.
Right. You don't just say it's small. You say it's sleek and highly portable.
Or a business process. It's not messy.
It's lean and optimized. These are those high-impact words, the aha nuggets that show you really get it. They convey quality and subjective value, not just quantity.
That distinction is so critical. Okay, so now the learner has the nouns, the adjectives, a whole toolkit. The next genius move in the source is giving them the scaffolding to actually build with it.
The 4-sentence patterns. This is the real masterclass.
It is.
They don't just, throw the vocabulary at you and hope for the best. They give you 4 reliable, templated phrases that basically guarantee you'll communicate successfully.
And they escalate. They get more complex, more dense with information.
And the order. The order they present them in is, I think, the biggest insight of the whole thing.
Okay, let's break that down. So pattern 1, pure function.
The basics. My home is a row.
For example, my home is a small apartment. It has 2 bedrooms and a cozy living room. Simple. Done.
Factual base. Check.
But then pattern 2, they don't jump right into more details about the inside.
No, this is the crucial step. They establish geographical context first. I live in a modern house located in a quiet neighborhood. And putting that before the deep dive into the internal layout, pattern 3, that's intentional. It's deeply rooted in cognitive psychology.
Oh, how so?
Well, if you just start listing rooms, there's a hallway, a kitchen, a laundry room, the listener is just processing floating facts. There's no anchor.
But if you ground it geographically first, it's in a city, it's in a quiet area, you're giving the listener a mental map.
You are. They can visualize the environment, which makes it so much easier to place all the details that come next. It dramatically reduces their cognitive load.
So the location is the backdrop for the inventory, which brings us to pattern 3.
The internal focus. In my home, there is Zerdeh. This is where you deploy all that parts of a home vocabulary.
In my home, there are 3 bedrooms and a spacious kitchen.
And then finally, the anchor. The one that makes it all matter. Pattern 4.
I love my home because...
This forces you, the speaker, to provide your motivation, your emotional context. This is what makes it an actual conversation. I love my home because it's comfortable and filled with natural light.
I really want to stick with pattern 4 for a second, because this is where the whole thing connects back to, a professional context. In the language module, it's about sharing feelings. But in a business presentation...
It's the ROI.
It's the ROI, or the stakeholder relevance.
Exactly. Let's say you're describing new software. Pattern 1 is the tech description. It is a cloud-based CRM tool.
Pattern 2, the context.
Yeah.
It operates within the retail banking sector.
Pattern 3, the features. It integrates with legacy systems, handles 10,000 transactions per second.
But if you stop there, you failed. You haven't closed the loop.
You haven't. Pattern 4, the I love my home because equivalent becomes, we are adopting the system because it reduces operational friction by 30%.
And allows our team to focus on high-value client interaction. That's the part that actually makes it matter.
And this instructional structure guarantees you end with that why it matters statement. It doesn't matter if the topic is a cozy apartment or a multi-million-dollar tech system.
That roadmap is just incredibly powerful. So let's see how the source material puts it all into practice. It gives 3 full examples, scaled by difficulty.
Right, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And watching how the information density changes with each level is masterful.
The simple, or, beginner-friendly one.
Yeah.
It focuses almost entirely on immediate function and external benefits.
Yeah, the home is cozy and perfect for one person, and the reason it's good is because it's close to my work and has a beautiful view of the city. It's all about convenience and a basic feeling.
It answers the most basic questions. Is it convenient? How does it feel? Very little inventory.
Then you get to the intermediate level, and it ramps up the organizational complexity in a big way. It's not just a house, it's a 2-story house. It gives you a floor-by-floor breakdown of rooms.
So that's a mastery of pattern 3, the internal inventory.
It is, but it also adds that crucial personal dimension. It introduces the speaker's favorite part of the house, which is the balcony, for reading in the evenings.
And that's the narrative leap right there. The moment you go from just listing rooms to describing an activity in a room, reading on the balcony.
Yes, you're showing how the space supports your specific life, not just your general needs.
Which leads us straight to the advanced example.
And this one is defined by 2 big things: specialized language and this really deep lifestyle integration. So the speaker is now using these sophisticated, high-level adjectives.
Contemporary style. Minimalist interior.
Exactly. And they move from saying, it has a room I use for work, to defining it functionally as a home office.
Okay, let me jump in here. That's interesting. Why do you think they saved a term like home office for the advanced level? It seems like a pretty common high-utility concept.
That's a great question. I think they save it because using a term like that confidently relies on a higher level of cultural context.
What do you mean?
Well, To call something a home office shows that the space is fully integrated into a professional identity. It's not just a room with a desk, its function is work. Same with contemporary style. It assumes you understand the difference between contemporary and modern and traditional. It assumes a certain sophistication.
So complexity scales by using more stylistic language and by making deeper connections between the space and your identity.
Precisely. And the advanced example confirms this with its closing line. I love my home because it fits my lifestyle perfectly. It's peaceful, well-organized, and inspires creativity.
The description is now completely tied to the speaker's personal and professional ethos.
It's the difference between giving a summary and giving a strategic rationale. This module teaches you how to get to that rationale step by step.
So, okay, let's look at how they make sure you learn it. The reinforcement phase. The guided speaking practice questions. They're not random, are they?
Oh, not at all. It's a closed-loop mastery system. They are a direct mirror of the 4 patterns we just broke down.
What type of home? How many rooms? That's straight from patterns 1, 2, and 3.
And then which room is your favorite and why? That is a perfectly designed prompt to force you to use pattern 4, to give that emotional relevance.
They're basically just running you through the template until it's second nature.
And then you see it in the real-life dialogue example, and you realize just how fast and efficient this framework is in a real conversation.
It's so quick. The response to "where do you live" isn't some long rambling story.
Nope. Person B hits type, location, and an adjective in one single shot. I live in a 2-bedroom apartment near the university. It's cozy and bright.
Maximum data, minimum time.
And the follow-up, what's your favorite part, immediately triggers that specific pattern 4 detail. The living room, the big window, the comfortable sofa.
The whole exchange is just. It's satisfying because the framework makes sure all the key pieces, fact, location, feeling, are exchanged in a logical order.
And the final tips, just distill it all back down. Use adjectives and follow the flow. Type of homeroom's feelings, 3 memorable steps.
It's just. This deep dive has revealed such a robust framework for taking a personal topic and making it instantly communicable. You move the listener logically from fact to context to detail, and finally to relevance.
And that structure macro concept, context, inventory, and then personalized relevance, that's the shortcut. That's the blueprint for talking about anything complex, quickly and clearly.
So I want to leave you with a final thought to consider maybe the next time you're making small talk. This source material uses the home, a really private, personal concept, as the foundation for communication. Why? Why is describing your living space such a universal, such an effective way to connect with people, even across really different cultures?
I think it's because this structure guarantees that you share your motivations, your relationship with your environment, not just a list of abstract facts. Start with the core facts, give the context, detail the parts, and always end by explaining why it matters to you. That's how you make complex information human.
That's the high utility knowledge distilled right here on the deep dive. We hope this structure helps you organize your own complex fields of knowledge. Thanks for listening.
Hey there, and welcome. Have you ever been asked where you live and you kind of fumbled for the right words? Well, describing your home is a huge part of everyday English conversation, and today we're going to break down exactly how to do it like a pro. Let's jump right in. So, this is the big question, right? What is your home like? By the end of this, you'll be able to answer this question super clearly, naturally, and in a way that really paints a picture of your own unique space. First things first, to build a great description, you need a solid foundation. So let's start by gathering our building blocks. These are the essential words you absolutely need to talk about any home. Okay, let's kick it off with the different types of homes. As you can see, there are a bunch. Do you live in an apartment, or maybe a flat, a house, a townhouse, or hey, maybe you're in something cool like a cabin or a cottage? Just knowing the right word for your place is the perfect first step. Next up, let's think about the different rooms and areas. You know, the usual suspects. Most homes have the essentials you see here. Living room, bedroom, kitchen, you get the idea. Talking about these specific rooms, and don't forget outside spots like a balcony or a backyard, is what really brings your description to life. All right, now for the really fun part, adding some personality with adjectives. Is your home spacious and bright, or is it more on the small and cozy side? Is it modern and minimalist, or maybe more traditional and comfortable? These words, right here, are your secret weapon for making your description pop. Okay, so we've got our building blocks. Now we just need the blueprints to put them all together. Don't worry, these sentence patterns are super simple and will give you a strong structure to build on. Here's our very first blueprint. It's as easy as it gets. You start with the type of home, and then you just list what it has. Let's look at an example. See how that works? It combines the type of home, apartment, with some of those great adjectives like small and cozy. It's simple, but it's really effective. Our second blueprint adds another really important layer, location. This one is perfect for giving the person you're talking to a little more context about where you are. You see that? We've got the type of home, a nice adjective to describe it, and its general location. It paints a much clearer picture, doesn't it? Now, this next blueprint is such a natural way to list out the different rooms. It's kind of like you're giving a quick verbal tour of your place. This pattern works so well. It lets you list the main areas, and hey, you can even sneak in another one of those descriptive adjectives, like spacious, to add a little more flavor. And finally, we have the blueprint that adds that awesome personal touch. Sharing why you love your home makes your description so much more engaging and memorable. This right here is what connects your description to your feelings. It tells the listener not just what your home is, but what it actually means to you. It's a really powerful way to make an impression. All right, so we've got the blocks, we've got the blueprints. Now let's take a tour of some model homes to see how this all comes together in a full, flowing description. So let's start with a beginner example. It uses those basic patterns and words we talked about. See how clear and direct it is? It gives you all the essential info, no problem. Now, let's look at an intermediate example. Notice the extra details here, like mentioning it's a 2-story house and describing the layout floor by floor. This is a great way to build on that basic foundation. And here is an advanced example. The vocabulary is just a bit more sophisticated, contemporary style, minimalist, overlooking a river. And it blends the description with personal feelings so smoothly. This is the kind of rich, vivid description we're all aiming for. Okay, you've seen the models. Now it's your turn to be the architect. In this last section, we're going to practice building your very own description. You've got this. Let's start with the basics. Look at the question on the screen. Why don't you pause here for a second and try to answer it out loud using that vocabulary we covered earlier. Go on, give it a shot. Great job. Now for question number 2. Try using that "in my home there are" pattern to answer this one. How many bedrooms do you have? Any other rooms? Take a moment to think and say it. And finally, let's get personal. What's your favorite room? Try using the "I love" pattern here. Is it your cozy bedroom or your bright kitchen? And then tell us why. So, to wrap everything up, here are 3 key tips for success. 1. Use those powerful adjectives to make your description really vivid. 2. Follow that logical flow. Start with the type of home, then the rooms, then your feelings. And 3. A little practice every day goes a long, long way. And we'll end with this thought. Describing your home isn't just about listing rooms. It's actually a form of self-expression. So take a moment and think. What story does your home tell? What does it say about who you are? Thanks so much for joining me.